Good day everyone, welcome to today's video. Today it's a battle me and Jamedprawn had in the Panther A. I'm currently spading this tank at the moment and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm obviously going to nickname the replay the Ace Machine because I was getting aces left, right and centre with this bloody thing. But this tank is actually very good, it's just it does have a couple of weaknesses, as with most Panthers. Chief among which is your reverse gear. It's only 2 mile an hour. I mean, it's faster than most British tanks, so that's a bonus. But this tank overall is, well, it actually got a buff, which it really didn't need. The gun mount overlaps here, so I recommend angling your turret like this. So then this part is a bit, well, this part's immune to the 76 on the Hellcat and things like that. And this part can be penetrated, but most people don't shoot there. Whilst your lower part is vulnerable, your tracks and your spaced armor with your structural steel of your chassis should protect you from most threats. And this will protect as well. The frontal plate is immune to pretty much most things except for British Sabo and the IS-2. IS-2s are terrifying. But that isn't what this video is about. It's not really about the tank itself. It's about the battle me and Jamedprawn had. And we even described it as one of the most intense battles we've had in a long time. And well, there's no other word for it. It's just, wow. This battle was intense. I loved it. So you won't be getting a spade review on the Panther A just yet, but I'm very close. I'm researching the APCR and then I've got these two to do. Great tank, highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. But I've also got the Panther D to do. That's still got quite a bit to do. I've not really been enjoying the Panther D as much. I've had to play it as more of a tank destroyer, but still a good tank either way. For air support, I brought along the Do 217K1, which I am working on spading. I got the favorite bomb load I like to use on this plane, the base killing bomb load, so that way you don't have to drop 3 of these and then carry a single bomb. These four bombs here, the two 250s and the two 500s, are just enough to kill a base, even in an up tier. So it's a good plane to use, and it's 4 500 kilogram bomb load, which you can use. I mostly use that in tank forces, but I've prepared it for ARB. It's very handy to have. And briefly, the G10, because I've never really flown it, as you can tell, yeah, I like the plane, but it's just 5.3 battle rate, and this thing gets updated all the time. That's why I don't fly it in ARB. So let's jump into the battle with the Panther A. Luckily, I survived the battle with the Panther A. Sadly, Jamedprawn does not. He does get an extra kill over me. We both walk away with an ace, but sadly, he did not manage to escape the battle alive. He died to an M10 tank destroyer. And my Panther took a hell of a beating, and I'm surprised it survived the battle. But this is one of the most intense battles we've ever had in War Thunder. That I can tell you. So obviously we're going to both spawn our Panther A's. I'll obviously jump to my view. The only disadvantage that I don't really like, other than the reverse gear in a Panther, is that A, your sidearm is vulnerable. Well, I said only disadvantage, I should really say the two disadvantages. One, your side armor sucks. That's both turret and hull. And you only get 6 smoke grenades. 6 sounds like a lot, but I don't like low amount of smoke grenades, and you obviously can't fire smoke shells out to 75. Nor can you fire smoke shells out of the Tiger's 88, for example, which I'm looking at. But sadly, no. Now in this battle, I believe I was around about half spaded. I was working on a spare retard, as the digital time travel calls it. Because you do lose a lot of crew in these tanks. If you take a penetrating hit, chances are you're going to lose your turret crew, and it's very handy to have spare retard. And even though this Panther A to my right is fully spaded to my, well, you can see there, I'm keeping up okay with him. Obviously he is eventually going to pull away, but you can see it's not the slowest medium tank I've ever driven. It's around about the same speed as a KB1 really. And we have a huge amount of jumbos coming into the main monument area. I drop a couple of smoke for my team, and also James, because obviously he's right on my ass. And there you can see one of the jumbos. I can see a 50 cal sticking up, and I fired a machine gun here, and I knew immediately it was a jumbo just because there's a turret. But these jumbos are going to cause our team a hell of a trouble. There you can see a Panther A goes down in a single shot. He was probably carrying full ammo, to be honest. Unfortunately, I missed that shot there on the drive wheel of that M4A3E2. There goes one of them. Jamedprawn takes one out. I take a hit from one of the jumbos, but luckily it bounces off the mantlet. I hit one, but it hits the side of the turret, and unfortunately, I turned to look to the right, but that was a silly mistake. Jumbo pulls out to shoot. He sees the side of my turret. Jumbo 75 is more than enough to go through. Luckily though, it's just a gunner and a commander that took the hit, so as well as the cannon breach, but Jamedprawn lets me know that the jumbos aren't moving up, so I decide to go and take cover elsewhere. James is going to move up and give me a hand repairing, but unfortunately he is actually repairing himself. Your biggest threats in the Panther are probably jumbos. Fair enough, you can kill them, but they can kill you if they load APCR. We decided one gun forward, one gun behind was the best solution here. And with the Panther A's turret traverse, you can more than swing your turret around just in time. It is such a useful turret traverse. So now my cannon breach is back up, I decided to swing my turret back forward. So James is already on a kill, because obviously he killed the jumbo earlier. But there is a FL10, and I immediately know what it was. Unfortunately though, I fuck up the shot. It only damages the FL10's whole machine gun. If I'd aimed a bit more to the left, I'd have probably had him in that shot, but sadly I screwed up the shot. But if we jump to James' view, well, I believe his tank took a hit earlier from a penetration, and he's probably lost a crew member. I don't know, because it's not showing up on the paper doll. I start reversing, and here you can see the terrible reverse rate. I start marking the map on the map, which is around about here, or marking the FL10 I should say. At this point the FL10 actually drops smoke and attempts to move up. I believe he gets nailed though. Oh no, he nails a Tiger 1. The FL10 M4A1 Sherman is probably one of the biggest threats that you'll encounter. Right now, me and Jay, you may be thinking this isn't really intense, but don't worry, it changes. I was concerned as what to this Panzer 470 was shooting at. But now I'm going to skip ahead because we're going to skip right to the action. There goes a Comet. He pulled out to try and take a side shot on me and James. I still thought the FL10 was there. We start hearing bombs, so we immediately floor it, thinking it's a blooming PE8, but luckily it wasn't. It was just a Hellcat. You can see an M10 that Jamedprawn crippled earlier. Right now Jamedprawn has just taken out a Comet. And at this point, he's about to round that corner and say, holy shit, there's a lot of tanks here. So I say to him, right, I'm going to gun the engine and I'm on my way. I start by dropping some smoke just to conceal myself as I move up. And James is saying, oh my god, there's a lot here. Sure enough, I can already see by looking over the actual outlines, I can see 3 enemy tanks already. He sets on fire the Su-85 and decide, Right, I'm going to finish him off. There goes the SU. James was actually aiming for the Sherman Firefly, but the Su-85 drove in front of him. But hey, we got to double tap him. That's a movie reference. I take a hit from the side, and I'm saying, James, Jumbo, right, but luckily teammate takes him out in the Tiger. So that was helpful. James starts damaging what he didn't know at the time was a Type 65. I immediately recognize it. Blow it up in a single shot. Third kill for me. And there you can see his turret. James didn't know what that was. That was a event vehicle. A Chinese T-34. He takes a hit from the rear from a SA-50, but luckily it bounces off. I don't know how. He's a lucky bastard. But I still keep moving up to support him. But I am concerned about that SA-50 now. Obviously during this whole engagement I have actually lost pieces of my track armor, which are an add-on option to the Panther's side turret. You get some on the side hull as well, which is quite handy. But being on the side of the turret, it won't stop much, but it'll stop some. Mostly SPAA threats. Which, hey, it's better than nothing. Fun fact about the Panther series. Those side skirts that are just above where the track sits on the right hand side and left hand side of the tank corresponding, those are actually put there to stop Russian 14.5mm anti-tank rifles from penetrating the side armor. That's how some Panthers were lost during the Battle of Kursk. They were put there to prevent the 14.5s from penetrating the side armor. The reason why the side skirts don't extend all the way down is because they're just enough so that if the anti-tank rifle hits the drive wheel or the track, it will not penetrate the side armor. That was mostly put in after the earlier Panther variants. For some reason, my shot hits the bloody building, yet the barrel was not even touching the building, but hey ho. Just proves how lazy Port Novorossiysk is with its map design. I spot the Sherman, put a nice hit into him, load an engine. I think I get my kill stolen here, I can't quite remember. Yep, there he goes. Panther 470 takes him out. Second assist of the game. I'm on 3 kills. James is on 4, I think. No, he's on 3 as well. Unfortunately, once again, that M19 did not hull break, so there's my 3rd assist of the game. But me and James were like, where are all these enemy tanks coming from? This is starting to get a bit intense. Like, we could get flanked at any moment. We was worried. But now I'm going to skip ahead once again. There you can see an annoying little shit. I quickly slowed it down so you can see that kill. That was a Crusader AA. And I'm going left, 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 left. But unfortunately I screwed up the shot. It's an AMX-13. I haven't been training myself to fire on the move in German tanks. I get the assist for him. Don't know how, I didn't do any damage, really. It just penetrated the drive wheel. But I'll take it. We are now currently moving up onto their enemy's capture point. You ought to have heard our live comms, people. Like, this was one of the best battles we've had in a long time. But let me tell you, this battle was so fun. I think I got Spare Retard done, and I think I got something else done if I remember rightly. Well, I nearly finished Turret Drive, if I remember rightly. He's saying to me there's an AMX-13, can you flank him? And I'm like, yep, I'm on my way. But unfortunately, the AMX moves before I can shoot him. Don't worry though, James is going to handle him. James is sitting on 4 kills and this is going to be his 5th. He's firing a machine gun trying to penetrate the armor, but the AMX turret is pretty strong. He puts one through the side of the turret. Job done. There's James' ace. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to him in time, but luckily he managed to deal with the AMX before it could kill him. And you can see my tank's pretty badly beaten up. All the crew members are wounded. The ones that aren't are dead. The barrel's been damaged slightly. The tank's taken a good few hits during this game, but it's still functioning perfectly fine. At least the gun, the turret, and the engine are working, as well as the transmission. Soon enough, we decide to move up into the enemy's cap circle. And well, we encounter the one tank that I did not want to see in this thing. Fair enough, the Panther can deal with it, but it's a Churchill Mark 7. And I'm thinking, shit. But luckily the Churchill's gun is puny compared to the Panther's. There's my ace, and my final kill for this game. The Tiger takes out the SA-50, which was with the Churchill. And I spot that M10. You're going to want to keep your eye on him, because, well, he's going to cripple my tank again. There's no word for it. I believe James nails that M10 after he cripples my tank. You'll see him in a second. Unfortunately, I don't know how that shot didn't explode inside of his M10 and at least damage him. But he puts one right through the turret front. And I'm saying to James, I need you to cover me, dude. I've got no gunner. My tank's almost had it. I've got no turret traverse. I start angling the armor, but luckily James sees the guy. James cripples the tank, takes out the driver and gunner. I start lining them up, but there goes James taking him out for his 6th and final kill of the game. Sadly though, James is not going to survive the battle. I say to him, I need you to help me repair because I need to get this tank operational again. I start backing up just to give ourselves more time in case an enemy tank rolls around the corner. And then I decide I'm going to move closer to James just to make it easier. Before I do, I'm going to point my gun down this street. Well, somewhat down this street, because I mean, if a Panther's looking at the corner pretty much, not many people are going to want to push that corner, are they? We soon get my turret back in action, but if I take one more penetrating hit, this tank is done for. Turret traverses back up, and I decide to go and cover the rear flank, because there's only a single Panzer 470 on that side. And there goes James. An M10 rolled around the corner and took him out, sadly. But the Tiger avenges him with a single shot. And we're about to cap out and win. But unfortunately James missed out on the capture points. And there we go. So whilst that didn't seem as intense as in the replay, but we thought this was a perfect opportunity to use it. And not only that, gives you a prequel as to what the pre-sequel, shall we say, as to what the Panther can do. This tank is very good. And if you see a Panther A on the enemy team, go out your way to kill it. In the right hands, like mine, it is a fearful beast. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I'm going to go and take a break because my voice is starting to die. And I will catch you all on the next one.